Welcome back to another episode of Procrastination Garage. My name's Matt. Well, here it is, Christmas Eve, and we're outside in some freezing rain. Brr. Anyway, just filming an intro and exit for this video, and then we'll get back inside. So this week we're working on the snowmobile some more, getting the chain case oil changed, more plowing, and actually I've got a little bit of snowmobiling video footage that I think is better than it has been. So I hope you guys like the episode. Sit back, enjoy. Well, it's been snowing. Time to do some more plowing. How much snow did we get in the last 24 hours? Can you see that? We're looking at about 6 inches. In all the years we've lived here, I've never seen this, where these trees were stretched out from the snow. That one. But usually all the leaves are down before it snows. This is a weird year. I hope those trees go back up when the snow melts off them. If not, it may be time to take them down. And I'm kind of looking for an excuse anyway, because they're kind of encroaching on my driveway. Sometimes you push too much and you get stuck. What's up, little Bailey kitty? You want to go in the pump house and check for food? Yeah, is that what you want? All right, Dad will help you out. We still have a couple more projects left to do. Probably most pressing is these skis. This is a new set of carbides. This set of carbide here is pretty much wore and broke off. That one I removed so I can make sure I get the right ones. So we need to get new carbides on. And the reason is because the skis that I have on my sled right now belong on my daughter's machine. And if she wants to ride anytime soon, then I need to get my skis back on there. So let me see if I can get the broken pieces out of here. I went ahead and installed the one. This is the one that came off of there. If you can see, it's got a bend in it, but at least it was intact. What I'm noticing though is there's several holes in the bottom of this ski that shouldn't be there. And the last ride I had with those skis on there, snow was coming up and shooting up onto me basically. So this ski bottom really is toast. And the good news is this is also the one that's got the bad edge on it. That means that was my left ski because I hit a tree early on with it and kind of dinged it. So I still have to get the old carbide out. What's left of it, they're basically just you can see there's remnants of a bolt there and a bolt there. They're very rusty. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to try and get them apart. I do think a little PB blaster is in order. We'll spray that on them and see if that helps at all. Certainly can't hurt, right? All right, and then I'll start work on them. With some PB blaster, and then I ended up having to put a pair of vice grips on the bottom. The back piece is coming off. So that's good. That's all that was left of the back carbide mount. But it's out. Now let's work on the front. It looks like this one's breaking pretty easy as well. And there's the front one. Not much left of it either. Okay, so there's a hole right there, shouldn't be there. A hole right there that shouldn't be there. And a hole right there that shouldn't be there. I'm going to take this ski up to the house, clean it up real good in the sink, and then come back down here and put some heat on those and see if I can at least get them bent back into place before we put the carbide on. When is a ski beyond serviceable? Well, I'd say this is an example here. Between the bend here and the holes in here, the bottom just being completely wore out. I think I will look into buying a new one, but for now I'm going to go ahead and install a carbide on this one. The new carbide is installed. You can see I still got some holes. I'm going to fire up my heat gun and heat the plastic and see if I can get those pieces to lay flat. The plastic pieces have laid back down. They're not, it'd be nice if I had a plastic weld kit. Maybe I could enforce them a little bit. So I don't know how long they'll stay down if the snow will push them back up, but it's a start. And I even worked on the edge here that was bent up, and I heated it up and flattened it out a little bit. It's better than it was. These skis were tracking okay. I mean, other than the fact that I had bad carbides, but the ski had been tracking okay for over a season, even with that little bend in it. So now the goal is to get these put on my sled and the other ones taken off, or maybe we better take the other ones off first. Hydraulic floor jack for lifting up the A-arm. Get the spindle up off the ground. One bolt, one nut, and she's free. So now we're going to swap my ski in place. Now you'll notice there's a spacer there. That spacer can go on the inside or the outside to adjust your ski stance. I've got it on the inside, which makes my ski stance narrower. And then if you put it on the outside, it makes it wider. And then the wider it is, the more stable it is going down the trail. And the more narrow it is, the better it is in deep snow when you're side hilling and stuff. I've got the left ski installed as well. I'd be lying if I said that one didn't fight me, because it did. It fought me clear to the end. I think just because that ski had been damaged, it didn't want to really fit up well. It was a little too narrow there to get the spindle down in there. And then when I did, the holes didn't really want to line up. So it took me a while to work it, but I got it. So this is done. We've got one more project to do on this sled, and that's to change the chain case oil. And the goal will be to do that tomorrow, although I'm not 100% sure I'll get to it. If I don't, I'm not worried about riding it. But since it's in the shop now, it'd be a good time to do it. So we'll see. And then I've got to get these skis back on my daughter's sled. One thing, there's a little rubber bumper that rests down in here on both skis, and I don't know where the other set are. I took the set that were here and put them on these skis, but without the bumpers I can't put those skis back on her sled. I'm going to go out and check the trailer, and hopefully that's where they are. I went and checked the trailer. I had to, because if I didn't have them, I'd want to order them tonight. So there they are. Well, here we are, day 2, wrenching on the sled. You can see the truck's cleaned up a little bit. I did take it out this morning, drove it around. So let's get back to work on the Skidoo Summit. Today's project is replacing the chain case oil. Here's the chain case cover we need to remove right here. And as you can see, there's a battery in the way and some electrical wires. So we need to remove all that, and then we can get the cover off. I still need to grease the suspension, and of course I left the grease up at the house, but it's good and warm, so it'll be easy enough to do. Anyway, this project will be a lot easier than yesterday, although it's a little time consuming removing all these parts. Not only do you have to remove the battery, you got to remove the mount, I don't think I got to remove the exhaust for this project. Let's hope. And if you're hearing the hiss in the background, that's my heater. I've got it on. It's very low right now, just trying to keep it just a little bit warmer in here. It's about freezing outside. Well, I was wrong. I had to take the exhaust can out. Now we're pretty much free. We've just got a series of little bolts all the way around the perimeter. We've got to pull all those, and then the oil is going to want to leak out the bottom, and there's a hole there, so we want to make sure we've got a pan underneath it to let it drain to. So I'll go ahead and get the cover removed. There's the cover for the chain case, and there's the chain inside there. See, it's draining into the pan, although I do have a little bit on the concrete floor there and over there, but no biggie. So what I'm going to do is take some gasoline, clean the inside of this up, and then we'll check the chain adjustment, and then we'll get ready to put the thing right back together again. In looking at the chain case adjuster and then touching the chain, there's no slack in it whatsoever. I'm almost thinking that's a little too tight, but I'm not 100% sure. What we are going to do is we're going to back it off and readjust it as we're watching it, and I'll be much happier. Remember, I adjusted this before I took it into the shop, and you're supposed to be able to do it finger tight, but you can't really turn that thing, so I ended up using a pair of pliers on it, and I may have got a little tighter than I wanted. So let me readjust it. In the end, I loosened it just a touch. I'm going to say that's about right there. Now all we need to do is put the cover back on and fill it up with oil. I did clean the cover up using a little bit of gasoline. You got to be careful because there's a rubber seal, little gasket around the outside, and you get gas on that and it might expand, and then you won't have a good seal. I was pretty careful. I was quick, and I think the gasket's going to be just fine. So we'll get it put back on and bolted up, and then I'll show you how to put oil in it. Filling is pretty easy. It's this rubber cap right here. You just got to pry it off somehow. Just like that. And then it helps to have a funnel. It'll work. I've got one right there. And then this is what you use right here. Just one of these containers is a perfect amount. Glug, 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 glug. Easy peasy. And now we just have to put it all back together. Everything's back together. I did have to pull the muffler out an extra time because one of the springs went zing back in behind there. Muffler's back in. The only thing left, this electrical connection here, which goes into the muffler, and I'll get that hopefully in and tightened up. And then we just got to grease the chassis. We need to put some oil in it and some gasoline too, so we're ready to ride tomorrow. If everything's hooked up right, the thing should start. Sounds good. Let's grease her up. Fixed it yesterday, riding it today. We are at the Soup Creek Snow Park. Mount Rainier over there. Mount Adams over there. Looking down on Rimrock Lake over there. Mount Adams in the background. That's a wrap on this week's Procrastination Garage. I hope you guys have enjoyed the content so far. There'll be just a little bit more snowmobiling after this close here. Remember, the goal of Procrastination Garage is to get me out of the house doing something. Down in the shop, out in the yard, or up in the mountains, whatever. Goal number 2 is to provide some content that entertains you guys. I hope you'll hit the like button. I hope you'll subscribe. I hope you'll tell your friends. Hope you guys will come back next week and check out another episode of Procrastination Garage. Remember, my name's Matt. Snowmobiling is a ton of fun. I mean, we get out here in the snow, deep snow. It's a blast. Well, then there's days like today.